What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Well, behind me are my top picks for power tools for 2023. Now, not all of these tools were released in 2023, but these are tools that I've, discovered this year, reviewed this year, that I just felt, hey, this is a tool that I am definitely going to keep using into 2024 and probably beyond. Unless, of course, we see maybe a better model come out. But these tools are really awesome because they're not just great power tools, but I also think that they're actually a pretty good value to them. Of course, you can always buy tools that are going to cost tons and tons of money. There are many brands out there, but I think these tools offer not only a great experience using them, but also a fantastic value. So let's start over here at the left and we'll move our way to the right. All right, first up is going to be the Makita XUC06. This is going to be the LXT 18 volt single, or what's it, top handle chainsaw. It's a single battery chainsaw. Makita makes a lot of double battery chainsaws, of course, and this one actually does not get that great of reviews. It's actually a lot smaller in person. You've seen this maybe at Home Depot. It's a very small little saw, but I found this to be actually one of the most useful saws that I've used to date because it's so small and it's super light to use, while actually having a decent amount of power. I don't expect this thing to cut, just massive branches all the time, but for most trimming, pruning work, this thing will get it done and actually has a decent amount of battery life to it. So easily one of my top saws, although it is rather expensive, but I found these saws on eBay for around $100 to $130. And so of course you can find them somewhere used, maybe, on eBay, new in box kind of thing. That's where I'd recommend to get these because they're over $200 now, tool only. And at that price point, I don't think they're that worth it, but I've got two of these now and I paid for right around $100 each on eBay, and they are an awesome tool to get. All right, next up, this is the Metabo HPT, the C18DBAL. This is going to be their 6-inch circular saw. It's also brushless. I'm a really big fan of the shoe on here because it's really smooth. I actually feel like I cut a lot, easier to make cuts with because this thing just slides along whatever surface or material I'm cutting. And I will say the only downside of this saw is it's definitely not the most powerful 6-inch saw. I definitely can feel the lack of power. I'd say throw a multi-volt battery in this tool and don't use the regular 18-volt batteries. This thing really benefits from the larger multi-volt batteries, but this thing actually goes on clearance all the time for right around $40. I've got two of these that I actually paid $42 each for these saws, brand new in the box, lifetime warranty. I've been very impressed with them so far. They're kind of a great saw to just have where you kind of just, throw it around. It's kind of just, a tool you've got here and there that you're not really worried about, it being super expensive and breaking it. This thing has done anything and everything I've asked it to do. Although not tons of power, it will struggle on some larger stuff, but it gets the job done. And I think the price point is absolutely amazing. Even cheaper than you'd find stuff like Ryobi and Craftsman. You can get this saw that's definitely a much better build and definitely phenomenal quality. Well, this is a tool I haven't talked about too much. This is going to be the XOB02 from Makita. This is going to be their sheet sander, and I've actually not used this tool a ton. I actually had two DeWalt sheet sanders that I've used for a number of years that were cordless, and Acme Tools and Makita sent this over to me to try this out, and overall it's been a fantastic little sheet sander. I will say I don't like that it doesn't have like a quick release on it. These are kind of fussy compared to the DeWalt. There's actually just a single, thumb spring there, and you can put a sheet on it very, very easily. Whereas this one is kind of like a two-step process, which is kind of annoying. But I will say this is a lot smoother and a lot quieter than the DeWalt, and I think it gets the job done even a little bit faster. But of course, it is rather expensive for what it is, but I do feel that the amount of use I get out of this little tool is absolutely worth it. Of course, having no cords, just a single battery pack, and I like how the battery is kind of angled in there too. It keeps the battery nicely out of the way of your hand, and it just gets the job done really well. It's one of those tools where I wish they came in a brushless version. Of course, it's rather expensive, but if you do a lot of sanding like I do, it's definitely a really nice tool to have. Dropping the cord, of course, and of course, this thing is one of the most compact sheet sanders on the market when it comes to cordless tools. Overall, I've been a fan of it so far. All right, let's move on to a impact wrench here. This is the Makita GWT05. This is the pin detent version. There also, of course, is a hog ring version. Rather expensive for the new XGT stuff. I did score this on eBay, brand new in the box, around $150. Rather good deal on this thing. I will say I do use impact wrenches quite a bit, taking off tires here and there, work on mini bikes and go-karts. Always great to have an impact wrench laying around. The new XGT model, though, is absolutely a huge improvement from the LXT model. in the fact that it has a bit more power, there's a bit more features to it, and it does feel a lot smoother. It definitely has a better usage to it, as well as the trigger is a lot more sensitive. I've been quite a big fan of this little impact wrench here. Yeah, it's a little expensive, but if you can wait and find a deal on it, I think it's definitely worth picking up. Although I wish it had an IP rating like some of the Metabo HPT tools out there. So kind of my 2 cents there on this thing. A little bit cheaper would be nice, but of course, as they come out with newer models of this is going to be definitely getting cheaper on the used market very, very quickly. All right, let's jump over to Milwaukee here. Always been a big fan of Milwaukee's lighting equipment. They've had a lot of different lighting options out there. Other brands like Makita can get really, really expensive, whereas Milwaukee does have some great deals. This year I actually got this on sale for, I think it was $200 with two 5-amp-hour batteries and a charger. I returned the batteries. I'm using a battery adapter with a Makita battery on this. I got this for right around, I think it was like $80. It was actually a really, really good deal. This can be used with batteries, but it also can be plugged in on the side here with just an extension cord. Absolutely a phenomenal design, really heavy duty built. I actually use this thing quite a bit in the garage now for extra lighting. Absolutely an amazing deal from Milwaukee. Not only that though, but it's also a 5-year warranty compared to DeWalt and Makita's only having a 3-year warranty. So that 2-year warranty can really make all the difference really quick in value if something happens around that 4-year mark. Even after that maybe 3.5-year mark, a lot of things can go bad with tools. But Milwaukee has you covered though with a full 5-year warranty on this tool. All right, let's move over to drills and impacts. This, of course, is going to be the first generation of XGT drills and impacts. I don't necessarily feel like this is the best drill for everybody because it's super heavy. It's a really heavy-duty hammer drill, and Makita doesn't really have a non-hammer drill version of this readily available. You really only get the hammer drill in the kit. You can also order the non-hammer drill version tool only, but of course, it's going to be well over $200. Ironically enough, this is the Impact, the GDT01. I have tested out the 02, the Japanese version, version 2, and of course I got the version 3 in the US. Honestly, I think the first version here is definitely by far the most powerful, easiest to use, definitely the most feature-rich. I feel like Makita definitely went backwards with the newer versions, and they charged more for them. This thing can easily be picked up on eBay for right around $80, tool only, honestly making it one of the best impact drivers of 2023 by far. As well as the hammer drill, I think it works absolutely amazing for using it in hammer drill mode. Everything else though, I got a better option for you that I'll get to in just a bit. If you're looking for a little bit more compact, lightweight, easy to use, here is the option for if you don't need a hammer drill. I really love the Metabo HPT DS18DDX drill. These things are super cheap. You can find them on eBay all day long for about $40. They have a ton of RPM, not too much power, but they still will pull out of your hand quite easily. Overall, it's a fantastic drill for the price. I absolutely just love how compact it is. It's kind of just got the right feel to it and tons of power for what you need to. Moving over to impacts, the WH18DC is easily one of the best impacts I've tested all year. We're at $120, 2 batteries, charger, and a hard case in a kit with the Metabo HPT's lifetime warranty. Honestly makes this one of my best impact drivers of the year. This is pretty much the impact driver you can't go wrong with. If you're going to buy any one of these tools on this desk this year, I would say definitely pick up the WH18DC. It's the 18-volt triple hammer from Metabo HPT in the kit. Absolutely one of the most value-packed tools of the year. Well, this is not my tool. It's actually my father-in-law's tool. He picked this up for me for his property. And he kind of was asking me, hey, what do you recommend for a new hedge trimmer? I said, hey, check out the Makita XHU08. This is going to be the top-end Makita hedge trimmer. This is the LXT version. They do make an XGT version. Absolutely blown away by how quiet this thing is. It's got tons of power. Yeah, it's a little expensive. It's going to run you a little bit around $400 for the kit, which is what he bought with 2 5-amp-hour batteries. And this thing just cuts absolutely like butter. It's super silky smooth, just super quiet. And of course, this is a great option for, of course, replacing a gas trimmer with. He's got a rather large property, about 7 acres, and you can do the entire property in just 2 batteries with this thing, and it is absolutely super impressive. One of the best tools of the year, but of course, it's super, super expensive, and I wish Makita would bring this thing down in price a little bit. This is actually one of those tools that is just phenomenal to have. This is one of those tools that if you own any like a fleet of vehicles, you got a truck, car, or whatever, this thing often goes on sale for $200 with 2 5-amp-hour batteries at Home Depot. I've had this tool now for quite a bit. Absolutely the best inflator on the market, guys. There is no comparison. I've had the DeWalt. I still have a Makita inflator. This thing will do heavy-duty truck tires like it's nothing. This is definitely replace your air compressor with this tool type of tool here. You can use, of course, battery adapters. I use my Makita batteries in here with a battery adapter. It does fit because Milwaukee designed this for the 12 amp hour batteries. This thing does actually have pretty decent battery life, and it's way faster. And of course, they have actually better cooling fans in this than the DeWalt or the Makita version, so you can use this thing a lot harder and a lot longer than you can, of course, any other brand. If you're looking for a cordless inflator, definitely the Milwaukee should be the only choice. There is no comparison. I've tried all of them out from from Makita and DeWalt. Nothing comes close to the Milwaukee. This is the one to get right here. If you're looking for a cheap yet very useful tool, check out the Makita XWT12. It comes in teal and also in black. Grab both because this is such a useful tool. It's going to be a brushless 3/8" impact wrench, one of the weakest ones on the market actually from some testing that I've done on it, but it's actually super useful. If you're just assembling small things, you're working on like maybe bikes, something small that you just need, some 3/8" sockets, this thing is super handy to have. And with these things being able to be found new in box for anywhere between $50 and $70 on eBay, this is definitely a must-have tool. It's not a new tool by any means, but if you've never had, a small little brushless impact wrench like this that is also very thin, it's long but thin, not like really like the some of the DeWalts and the Milwaukees that are really short, but yet really stubby. This thing gets into a lot of places those impacts cannot get to. So honestly, for what these things cost, pretty much $100 for two of them, if you kind of search around for some good deals, it's an absolutely amazing tool to pick up, and definitely I can highly recommend these tools. They have not let me down at all. Also, they do have some nice features on them, like a bolt removal mode that actually allows it to stop when it senses that there is no more resistance in that bolt, and that bolt from just kind of flying right off. So definitely a great pick here. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. This is my top picks for 2023 for power tools. Anything, of course, uses a cordless battery. This is my top pick here. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. You got other tools you guys would recommend. Let me know. I'd love to check them out for 2024. Hope we're going to see some more deals in 2024, guys. Some new tools would be great to see. Some of these tools are getting a little older. I'm surprised some of them have not been updated or replaced just yet, but we'll see in 2024 what happens. And I'm, of course, very excited to see what comes with the new year here. And, of course, what new batteries you're going to see, new chargers, new tools. Should be, of course, a fun year coming up here. So, guys, thanks again for watching. Take care. Have a great day and stay safe out there.